Hi everyone. Today I am not doing a voiceover, and I know I've mentioned before that with my videos I take so long, so I hope that you don't get bored. But I am going to be doing a tropical inspired resin tray today, and I am using some real flowers and an amazing UV DTF sticker and a few alcohol inks just to make it look beautiful. So I hope you enjoy watching. So this is the tray. It's a nice long tray. It's 24 centimeters by 12. So it's quite a nice sized tray. So what I've done is I've got some leaves. These are the flowers that my little kiddiewinkles, oh my goodness, everything is so static today, pick for me from my hydrangeas, and then I've dried them. So these are very special. And then I have got a few dried leaves as well. These are plastic. These are just the plastic ones. So what I'm wanting to do is put them down the sides. So I've mixed up my resin, crystal resin again. I'm going to put a little bit in here with these leaves and just get them a little bit wet so that when I put them into the side of the tray, I'm hoping they won't have too many bubbles, that the resin will actually slide in nicely to the resin in the side of the tray. Right, so I'm going to put this into the vacuum chamber quickly because there are a few bubbles and I want to try and get rid of some of them. So I'm just going to pop that in there now for a few minutes. So while that is in the vacuum chamber, I am going to just mix some of my alcohol inks, yellow and blue. I want a little bit of purple. You will see later why. I'm going to tip this over quickly so that I don't get anything in here, because I'm not doing mica or anything at the moment. I want to just do, everything is so static today. I don't know what is going on. I just want to drop alcohol inks in here because I want it sort of transparent. But I also want to have a bit of color to it. I'm getting alcohol inks all over. And I want the yellow and the blue and the green because I want it to go with my leaves. So let's just wait for the vacuum chamber and then we will get moving. Right, so that came out the vacuum chamber. There's maybe 1 or 2 bubbles at the top. I'll just spritz it. Right, so that is so nice and clear. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, what's in there now? I even turned it over so nothing got into it. I'm going to drip some of the green just into the bottom. I'm hoping not to get it on the actual tray. Might have to, yeah. I might have to wipe that off because I just want this to be in the bottom, or not on the bottom, on the sides. Where my leaves are going to go. Right, that's it. So now I'm going to pour some in. I think I'm going to pour it into another container. Oh, I must have pressed my timer by mistake. So I'm going to pour some in here because then it's easier. I know now that I've actually added in more bubbles, but anyway. Should have put this on my turntable. I've actually got a turntable and I haven't actually, it's a turntable from when I used to do my baking, and it would come in handy when you're trying to turn things around without having to actually move the tray. Right, so let's have a look and see. I know this is going to be a little bit of a mission, but let's do it anyway. I'm hoping that it's going to work because like I said, they are plastic. So I don't quite know if they're going to sit nicely. They're just the right height, but no, that one's going to pull the side open. It's a nice tray. It's got very thin sides though, so I don't want to, come on, I don't want to buckle the side so that it sticks out. So I'm trying to make sure that they're not too wide. So they push the side of the actual tray open. I don't want that. I'm hoping putting them in the resin makes a difference. And I'm going to only fill it so that I can put a coat on afterwards at the back that will be a solid color. I don't want to touch it with my gloves because then everything's going to get sticky. There we go. What was I saying? Can't remember. Old timers. And I'm also hoping that, like I said, I don't get bubbles when I fill it up. Am I going to have enough here? Hopefully. That one just fits in nicely. That one I think was the one that's too buckled. He's quite big. No, he's fine. Right, I think I can fit one more in here. And then, it's a small one. Like I said, I should have actually used my turntable. Right, I think that's it. Can I fit another one in between these? Let's have a look. Let's move this down a bit. I'm hoping the green is not going to make too much of a solidish color. I want to be able to see the leaves. Right, there we go. So now I am going to just wipe these off. Right, so that wasn't a sticky mess as I could have made it. Now I want to add some more. I know that the green might flow up now, which is fine. I don't mind that. These have no bubbles at all in this resin. It's absolutely gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a lot left over. I don't know why I poured so much, but that's fine. We can do extras. What I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to put the leaves, the flowers, sorry, not the leaves, the flowers and these, a few of these around. There are a couple of bubbles. I wonder if I can pop them with my lighter. I don't really want to use the heat gun right now. No, they are quite far down. That one popped. Come on. I don't think it's going to make a difference because you will see later on why. Oh, I love the way the green has gone in. I'm wondering if I should just leave that and not use the blues. I want to use these because the kids pick them especially for me. So I want to use these. I definitely want to use these. So I know they are going to get air bubbles. So I'm going to have to use my heat gun. Right, so I want it that way because that's going to be showing. That's the bottom. I don't want to push it down too much and damage it. There are bubbles on there, but that's fine. Right, that's a pretty one.
In a quiet little corner where the candlelight glows, I'm pouring dreams in resin as the soft fragrance flows. Glitter trinket trays and treasures waiting to unfurl. Every handmade moment is a crafty girl's pearl. Swirls of
Gorgeous. Right, now I want to just do a little bit of alcohol inks. I don't want to do too much because I don't want to take away from the end result. So I don't know what these are going to do. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit of the red just in between these, just so that they join together a little bit. I don't want to overpower where I've put the flowers and the leaves. And the green just floating up, I think, is going to look good. So now, do I fiddle? I'm such a fiddler. I am such a fiddler. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to just get the heat gun and I'm going to give it a waft with the heat gun so that it, let me just move these out the way for now. Give it a little bit of a waft with the heat gun. Right. They are floating a little bit, but I'm actually not going to push them down right now. I'm going to see how they go, because I actually do want them to have a little bit of a 3D look as well. But I do think I'm going to just fiddle because I've heated this up now, which means it's not running very much. So I'm just going to do little patterns. I think that's going to look gorgeous. I love all these colors together. Right, so yes, those have lifted a little bit, but when you see later on what I'm actually going to do, you'll see why I'm not too worried about what goes on there in the flowers and things. So that's it. I'm going to let it, that part of it, cure now. I'm going to have to move it and let it cure. No heat mat, no nothing. It just has to cure on its own. Right, so this isn't completely dry. It's been about 4 hours now, but I can add the top coat. So I'm going to just use white because I want it to show through from the back where it can. So I'm going to put in some white pigment paste. It's actually a liquid, but it's a pigment paste. Just give it a bit of a swirl because it was standing there for a little bit. I want it nice and white.
Silver shimmer and a dash of golden hue. Every little creation has a piece of me and you. Candles flicker gently as the resin softly swirls, breathing life and beauty into crafty girls' world.
And that's basically what I want. I just want a little bit of a shimmer. And then, like I said, I will pop it into the vacuum chamber and I will be back. Right, so it's out the vacuum chamber and I'm going to pour it. I'll pour it from quite high.
Crafty girls, crafting wonder in the night. Stick.
I'm going to move it now because this is my work table and I need to work here. So I'm going to move this away, fill it up totally, and then let it cure. So the next morning I unmolded it and that back was amazing. It was like glass, that white. You can see the reflection of the lights and there is the tray. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. Those flowers and the leaves, I think, are going to make a perfect background for the sticker. The leaves, there was a little bit too much of the green. I shouldn't have actually put so much green alcohol ink in there, but you can still see the leaves and I do think it makes a nice border. There is a little bit of the whites in between, but a lot of that white is going to be covered with the sticker, as you'll see just now. But I was really happy with how it turned out. Right, so we have our tray, and it is ready now to put on the DTF sticker. And that is the sticker. How beautiful is that sticker? I'm assuming that's a little hummingbird. I think it's a hummingbird. But how gorgeous. And look at those colors. So I thought those colors would be perfect. And that is why I put white behind it, so that you would see the actual colors of the alcohol resin. And of course this, wherever it's white, is going to show up this. And I'm hoping that those dried flowers and leaves and those leaves are actually, oh, there's a little bug. What are you? Sorry, got him. Are going to show once this comes off. So again, I'm going to go this way. When I've got longer stickers like this, I do try my best, not always, but I try my best to do my normal trick of making sure that I go from one side to the other. Now I do think that this is going to fit, because you can see I have trimmed it, and oh, these things only stick. I have trimmed it so that it fits into the inside of this tray. I'm going to try, there's a couple of those stickers there. Stickers, bubbles. I don't think I'm going to get those out yet. That is why I like to try and do it from one side to the other, which I will do now. So basically just do that. And when you do that, it pushes it down perfectly and you don't get any bubbles. But unfortunately this part here, I didn't manage to do that. I'm going to try and see if I can get them out, but I don't think I'm going to. So I'm going to have to pop those. That's fine. They will be fine. Right, so let's just grab this and let's hope they stick nicely. Oh, these birds are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Those colors on them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously leave this overnight so that the sticker sticks nicely. And then I will give it its top coat. Look how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. Well, I think it looks gorgeous. And you can see the dried flowers, that leaf underneath there, those leaves. I think that is so pretty. I love it. And it even does look like it's 3D. Like I said, I will leave this overnight and let it settle properly, and then I will do the top coat. Right, so I have mixed up my resin. I've put it in the debubbling vacuum chamber and ready to pour the top coat. I'm not going to do a very deep top coat. I want it as thin as possible, but obviously to cover everywhere, but not too thick. That should be perfect. I'll just give it a blast with my heat gun. And then I will leave it again to cure overnight, and I will cover it so that no dust or anything gets in. So once it's cured, we shall have a look and see what it looks like. So this part again, I had to do a voiceover. My little miniature Rottweiler was making too much noise while I was actually showing the tray. But as you can see, those colors are absolutely gorgeous. They are stunning. They pop, and there's no filter or anything on this video. That is the color in real life. Those pinks and blues, and oh, it just looks amazing. And it almost looks like a stained glass effect on the sides. I was so happy with how this tray turned out. It is stunning, absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, those colors, that hummingbird and that hibiscus, absolutely pops. It's beautiful. I don't know what else to say. I think that this tray is gorgeous, and I'm so happy that I got to use my dried flowers from my kiddies. Now they are there forever, so I will never forget how they bring up the flowers for me as gifts most days. I have put a lot of photos up because I just could not get enough of this tray. I think it is absolutely stunning. The 3D effect on it as well is gorgeous. So guys, again, I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you would like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. It does help my channel grow. And again, as usual, until next time, have a great one.